Tom here on this beautiful afternoon. It is the season for protecting American elms from Dutch Elm Disease. This is about a 16-inch Ulmus americana, American elm. And yes, I see this damage here. So the homeowner is going to get a talking to from me about that. That's a whole nother story. Anyway, what I'm going to protect this tree with, and I've done it for several years now, is really more of a vaccine. It's a material called Dutch Trig. It's developed and distributed by a company called BTL out of the Netherlands, where they have protected about 25,000 trees for over 25 years. 99.5% of them are still healthy. So when I say vaccine, what I mean is that we are actually going to introduce a non-pathogenic, non-antagonistic strain of verticillium. It's a fungus. Dutch elm disease is brought on by a fungus as well. So this really acts like a flu shot. What this does is when this solution is injected, and it's not really an injection, I'll show you that in a minute, but when that goes into the vascular system of this tree, it invokes the tree's own defensive response, and that's what we want. It's like our own flu shots and inoculations. It basically kicks in our immune system instead of using a systemic, toxic fungicide that is injected often under pressure. It can only be used on healthy trees. In other words, it does not have any curative properties. It is a preventive, okay? So again, it's very much like what we do to vaccinate ourselves and animals, etc. So it is what's considered a biological pesticide, and because this is a living organism in here, it's very time sensitive, and this is suspended in solution here in this vial, and it's going to be introduced into the tree through this little chisel here. All I'm going to do is push the chisel through the bark to the back of the vascular cambium, and what's going to happen is I'll pull the trigger, one droplet will go down that chisel to the back and be sucked up through the xylem tissue as part of what the tree is doing all day, every day, especially on a beautiful day like this, which is translocating water and nutrients in an upward motion during the growing season. It's June 12th, so it is high season for that. And the really coolest thing about this is that I'm going to be done with this entire treatment in the amount of time that it takes you to watch it. I'll see you in about a minute. I'm right here about waist high, going in at about 45 degrees. Give it a pretty good push. You can hear it clunk into the back of the cambium. Giving a tweak on the trigger, a little twist, just to allow some space, and you can see that droplet disappear. I'm going about every 3 inches around the circumference of the tree. Basically a droplet per inch of diameter at breast height. If you're an arborist, that's how we speak of trees, is in terms of diameter at breast height in inches, or if you're in the European community, we usually talk about centimeters. Canada as well. I'm almost done with this treatment. The material is not inexpensive, and it is alive, so it is very time sensitive because it has to come overseas, has to be kept cold to be kept alive, and it really is best to inject this into the trees in late May, early June, while there is a lot of active translocation going on. If you're lucky, you get to hear the tree sip it. You literally, I just heard one. Yeah, you twist it a little bit and you hear the tree go. So again, Dutch Trig, this is Tom, introducing you to another way of protecting American elms. Be well.